Okay, let's how this works. Um, Ignore like the ping or FPS or any issues. I just wanted to record this quick video, unscripted and everything, because I've been looking. So to preface, I'm a huge Lin Lee fan, who is this version of Iron Fist. So let's get a look at him. This version of Iron Fist, Lin Lee, who was made in 2019 as Swordmaster, and I'm also a big fan of Swordmaster. Um, I'm also a huge. Ignore any background noise, by the way. This is just unscripted, like quick video I really want to make. I might make a thumbnail for it very quickly, but it's incredible. So this game is incredible. I love it. I've been playing it nonstop. Literally since the hour it released. It released at 2 a.m. for me, and the second it came out, I played it. I played a bit of Luna at the beginning. Then I for all of season 0, where I like really like played for real and like played ranked, I played Spider-Man. And for season 1, I basically been only playing Iron Fist because I think he's the right character for me, and I really love his character. So as a byproduct of that, obviously I worked very hard. It's a grind to get the skin for free because I really don't want to put any money, even though I could. Um, but that's beside the point. So I love the comic, or the comics. Iron Fist, Shattered Sword, Swordmaster. Volume 1 and 2. There's Axe Iron Fist, Iron Fist 50th anniversary. So I would say I'm quite knowledgeable about Lin Lee specifically because he's my favorite, one of my favorite characters in fiction at this point. Um, and a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of deeper shit. There's a lot of deeper cut lore, or not cut lore, but like there's a lot of deep cuts into the lore, his lore. So maybe I'll edit this really quickly because I'll put up some screenshots. But this started because I was playing Doom Match actually casually, and I pressed E, which obviously is meditate, because before you want to engage, like most of the time, you might want to get the max 300 health or whatever. It's just some other stuff. But if you look carefully, I'll start off small. There are a lot of different details, but I'll use the special moves mainly. So a lot of people know that if you press, I'll just talk keyboard controls. If you use a shift, obviously there's the dragon. It's Shou Lao, which is the dragon of Kunlun, who is the immortal living dragon. Whatever, you have to defeat him to become the Iron Fist. Which obviously he didn't, because he was given his power by Shou Lao before he died, when he lost against the White Fox. So uh, so everyone knows this because there's a big old dragon on it. But one of the smaller things I noticed, which led me down a rabbit hole, and keep in mind, I've not done any research. This is just shit I found within the last 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, this is so real. How did I notice this? So it started with his meditate. If you look very carefully, you see there are like little symbols. Like, people just think that those dots. Um, sorry for playing like another skin. I know it may be a bit weird to look at because you can't really see all of it. But those little dots around his chi, with the lines, people think that, or they don't think that. I think no one just paid attention. But as I'll probably show on screen now, that is actually I forgot the exact name of it, but those are basically just like they're like symbols or whatever. Um, I just call them the constellations. They're like the constellations on the sword of Fushi, which is what he has embedded into his arms, which is why he wears the wraps. Well, now he doesn't, but which is why he does, which I'll get to later. It's really cool. So the Sword of Fushi, I'll put up a picture of Swordmaster Volume 1, the cover of that, or maybe Chapter 1 or whatever. And you can see that, and then I'll also put up a picture of from the one of the artworks from. It's not like it is an official artwork, but it's sort of like an alternate cover for the Iron Fist 50th anniversary. No, the Iron Fist Shattered Sword comic. Sorry, um, just to show like these are the constellations that are on the Sword of Fushi. So I'm like, that's really cool. I'm like, what else can I find? So obviously everyone knows this. His parry. This is like what he's known for. Um, and everyone knows that if you parry something, it makes like a big dragon. Because like, wow, Shou Lao or whatever, it's so cool. What people don't realize, and what I didn't even realize because I wasn't really paying attention, is that you see the those little things around his arms. Like, it's supposed to signify that he has his enhanced primary fire, basically. Um, these I didn't notice this at first, but now that I look at it, I can't see it. This is the sword of Fushi. When he gets it embedded into his arm, when he's about to fight his brother, and he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass." Um, I remember too much about these comics. Um, he has this, like the sword of Fushi. It comes out of his arm, and that's like his main. I wouldn't say main power, but that's like his main thing, because obviously Danny Rand doesn't have a sword of Fushi because he's not like a part of the Fushi clan. He's not none of this shit. So so what happens with Lin Lee is that he gets the sword of Fushi embedded into his hands because and it causes him chronic pain or whatever, and he works with Daredevil in the Daredevil comic to work on getting over your pain and the chronic, because his hands basically just have shards of swords embedded into a mystical sword. So whenever there's like demons, they'll fuck up his arms. But that's beside the point, which is why he wears the wraps. Blah blah blah. And so he can do this. He can get the sword of Fushi, out of his arms. So that's what this is. And I'm like, that's a really cool touch. I'm like, what else can I notice? Keep in mind, there's probably a lot more that I haven't really noticed. Like, I'm trying to think. Maybe there's like something. I can't think right now. I'll probably update it in the comments because I do remember seeing some other stuff that I was like, wow, that's really cool. That's a reference to something else. But I don't remember. But one thing that's cool is with his ultimate, you can see. I didn't actually know what the symbol on the floor is. I'm gonna have to reread maybe. But you can see the constellations are inside of him, and he gets the Sword of Fushi, which is probably significant to the fact that, and obviously he's punching with dragon hands, which is obviously Shoulao. So it's clear that like this is supposed to be a reference to the fact that he has to, or he had to learn in his own comic run, well not comic run, maybe there's just one volume, in his own chapters of Iron Fist Shattered Sword to not fight his destiny and to incorporate the Sword of Fushi, which is his past, the Sword Master, and become the Sword Master again, and obviously his new future becoming the Immortal Iron Fist. So I just want to point that out. That's really fucking cool. I'm gonna do a lot more research on other characters, and I know I said like some shit about an Arcane video, and this is like very off the cuff. And honestly, I have been trying to do the Arcane video. I just have no fucking time. I barely had time to play this because I've had so much stuff to do with uni and shit. But this is really cool. I had to make a video about this the second I found out because I'm like, this is fucking sick. I don't know if this is applying to all characters or if all characters have like cute references like this and like really, really cool. Like if you're a big fan of them, you'll know this. Or if it's just if it's just Iron Fist who's this rich with references in his special moves. And even something is like maybe something else like his primaries or whatever. I don't actually know yet. I'll have to figure that out. Even though this punch could be a reference to when he first, it's not the same type of punch because he punched straight through the demon, but it could be a reference to when he's introduced as the Iron Fist in Iron Fist Shattered Sword when he meets Danny, when he punched through a demon and you can see his hands glowing green, which is a really cool shot, by the way. It's one of my favorites. But there's so much little shit, and I was thinking, and I'm like, is it because of the fact that he doesn't, or the fact that because like this is just NetEase loves Marvel, or is it because of the fact that him and Luna, also I guess specifically him, are like the children of NetEase essentially, because he's the only to my knowledge the only Chinese character. He's so fucking cool. He's the only Chinese character in the roster, and he was made in collaboration with NetEase to sort of bridge the gap with the Asian audience, if I recall correctly. And Luna was something similar, but she's Korean, and obviously NetEase is Chinese, and obviously that's not supposed to be like a negative thing. But I feel like they have a lot closer connection with being a Chinese studio working with Marvel to make a Chinese hero. And obviously Genji, who's I believe the author of Lin Lee's whole character, Swordmaster, Iron Fist, whatever, and incorporating him into like one of the into this game, because he was in Marvel Future Fight as Swordmaster, which is I think where a lot of people found out about him from, and same with Luna. But in this game, this is the first time he's been playable as the Iron Fist, which is really cool. So I just wanted to make a quick video, point that out. I know probably a lot of people don't care, and I don't know who's gonna watch this video, but I have to put this out somewhere so I can just send it to people whenever I feel like this shit is so cool. I'm gonna do more research about the characters now. Now that I'm I can't get it out of my head how fucking faithful they are to the comics. Something as small as constellations. You know what I mean? Like these look like random things that people just won't notice, and a lot of people who haven't read the comics might think that it's a random thing. But like if you look at it specifically, there is no way that they would put this in without it being a reference to his sword of Fushi. So yeah, that's really cool. I just want to make that video. I'm gonna stop it now. Yeah, if you watched it, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. You should subscribe. It's very cool. I need to go edit this now really quickly in like 10 minutes because I really need to put this out. But this shit is sick. I'm gonna look for other characters. Thank you. Sorry for like the shit audio, or like maybe it's unbalanced in terms of mixing. I'm literally gonna do no editing other than putting pictures over this. I just have to put it out somewhere. So yeah, that's it. I hope people can fan about this character as much as I can, because I honestly think he's one of the coolest characters in all of fiction. And even though his stories aren't as fleshed out as a bunch of other characters, I do think it's a lot of it's really cool and involves a lot of, like, diversity and a lot of, some new age stuff. And it's a story about, like, it's kind of similar to the original Iron Fist, Danny Rand, where it's sort of a story about fitting in, or like, Miles Morales, where he has to take up the mantle of someone else. But unlike Miles Morales, which I like Lindley a lot more, is the fact that he actually had a mantle before the Iron Fist. He didn't just become, for example, Miles Morales' Spider-Man, which Miles Morales is an incredible character. But I don't know, I have like a deep connection with Lenny. And also I do martial arts. I've been doing martial arts all my life, so yeah, I love this character. Um I hope you guys do as much as me. Yeah, that's I guess that's about it. So yeah, see you.